My name is Elina. I am 37 years old, a woman with long, golden blonde hair that falls in soft waves past my shoulders, and striking blue eyes that people often describe as captivating. Many say I am beautiful, but I rarely feel it. I carry myself with quiet grace, the kind that comes from years of standing in front of lecture halls, commanding attention without raising my voice. I am a professor of economics at a prestigious university. I love my work. The challenge of complex theories, the spark in students' eyes when concepts finally click. My days are structured and calm. I teach, I research, I return to my tastefully decorated apartment, pour a glass of wine, and lose myself in books. I have close friends, but no one special. I've been single for years. My life is peaceful, and sometimes achingly lonely. This semester, everything changed when Mike walked into my class. He was only 19, with tousled dark hair, warm brown eyes, and a charming, effortless smile that lit up the front row. He sat near the front every lecture, attentive and sharp. His questions were insightful, showing real intelligence. But there was something else in the way he looked at me, lingering, intense, different from the polite gazes of the other students. I noticed. I tried not to. After lectures, while others rushed out, Mike often lingered. Professor Elina, he would say, his voice warm, your explanation of market equilibrium today was brilliant. You make it feel alive. Other times his compliments drifted beyond academics. That blouse looks beautiful on you. The color brings out your eyes. His words were soft, respectful, but they carried an undercurrent that made my cheeks flush and my pulse quicken. I fought it. Elena, he's your student. He's 19. The university had strict policies, and I had built my career on integrity. I would gently redirect him, let's focus on the material, Mike. I kept my voice professional, my smile polite but distant. Yet a secret part of me, a part one tried desperately to silence, felt a thrill every time he noticed me. It had been so long since anyone looked at me with genuine desire. I maintained the boundary for weeks, but the tension grew. His smiles, the way his eyes followed me as I moved across the lecture hall, the quiet confidence in his voice when he spoke to me after class, it all lingered in my mind long after the students had gone. I threw myself into work, grading papers late into the night, trying to outrun the forbidden pull I felt. By the end of the semester I was exhausted, mentally, emotionally, physically. I needed escape. I searched for somewhere far away and found it. A stunning tropical island with turquoise waters, white sand beaches, and palm trees swaying in the breeze. I booked the trip immediately. Sun, sea, solitude. A place to forget the lecture halls, the endless papers, and especially the young man who had begun to occupy far too many of my thoughts. The island was even more beautiful than the pictures. I spent the first few days reading on the beach, swimming in warm crystal waters, and letting the sun kiss my skin until it glowed. One perfect evening, I sat at an open-air beach bar, the ocean whispering nearby, soft music playing, a refreshing cocktail in my hand. I felt relaxed, feminine, and beautifully alive for the first time in years. Professor Elina? The familiar voice sent a jolt through me. I turned, heart racing. There stood Mike, looking sun-kissed and handsome in a casual linen shirt, his dark hair slightly tousled by the sea breeze. He was with friends, but his eyes were locked on me, wide with genuine surprise and unmistakable delight. "Mike, what are you doing here?" I breathed. He laughed softly. "This is crazy. I'm on break with some friends. Of all the islands in the world." We stood there for a moment, the air charged between us. No lecture hall. No rules staring us in the face. Just the warm night, the sound of waves, and two people far from their ordinary lives. He offered to buy me a drink. After a brief hesitation, I accepted. "Just one," I said. One drink became two, then three. We moved to a quieter table. His friends gave us space. We talked for hours, not about economics, but about life. He told me about his dreams of traveling the world, his favorite books and music. I shared stories from my quieter life, things I rarely told anyone. He made me laugh, deep, genuine laughter that felt freeing. For the first time in years, I wasn't Professor Elina. I was simply Elina, a woman enjoying the company of a charming man under the stars. As the bar began to close, we walked along the moonlit beach. The sand was cool beneath our feet, the silver moonlight dancing on the gentle waves. Mike took my hand. His touch was warm, confident, sending electricity up my arm. We stopped near the water's edge. "You're different here," he said softly, looking into my eyes. "More relaxed, even more beautiful than you are in class. And you're already breathtaking there." My breath caught. He stepped closer. Slowly, giving me time to pull away, he leaned in and kissed me. The kiss was tender at first, then deep and passionate. My mind whispered warnings, but my heart and body answered with years of suppressed longing. I kissed him back, my fingers threading through his hair as the waves lapped at our feet. We walked to his hotel, hands intertwined. In his room, under the soft glow of a single lamp, we talked more, laughed more, and then words gave way to touch. We spent the night together, passionate, tender, unforgettable. In those stolen hours, age and titles disappeared. There was only Elena and Mike, two souls drawn together on a moonlit island. The next morning, guilt crashed over me like a wave as sunlight filled the room. I woke beside him, my heart torn between the magic of the night and the cold reality waiting back home. Mike stirred, smiling sleepily. "Good morning, beautiful." We talked quietly over breakfast. I told him it couldn't happen again once we returned. He looked at me with surprising tenderness. "I know. But I really like you, Elena. Maybe we could be careful?" Part of me wanted to believe it was possible. The holiday ended too soon. Back at the university, Mike became distant. He avoided my eyes in class, left quickly afterward, and ignored my careful texts. The warmth I had seen on the island had vanished. One afternoon, walking past the student cafe, I heard laughter. Mike's voice stood out. I paused, hidden by a corner, as one of his friends asked loudly, "So, did you actually do it? You really hooked up with Professor Elena on the island?" Mike's proud laugh cut through me. "Yeah, man. Easy. Won the bet." $1,000. Told you I could get her after a few drinks. She was all over me. The world spun. Every lingering look, every sweet word, every tender touch on that island, it had all been part of a cruel game. A dare. A way for a 19-year-old to impress his friends and win money. I stood frozen, feeling exposed, used, and deeply foolish. The beautiful memory I had cherished shattered into something painful and humiliating. Tears burned my eyes as I walked away, the tropical warmth of that island feeling like a distant, mocking dream. Back in my quiet apartment that evening, I poured a glass of wine and stared out the window. The loneliness felt heavier now, but so did the lesson. I had let myself believe in a fantasy. I had crossed a line I knew I shouldn't. And yet, even through the heartbreak, a small part of me remembered what it felt like to be truly seen and desired, even if only for one perfect, treacherous night. Life would go on. I would teach, I would heal, and I would be more careful with my heart. But the memory of that moonlit beach, that kiss, and the brief feeling of being alive in someone's arms, that would stay with me far longer than I wanted to admit.